All right. Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, double honors, positive elders, great millstone, rule and teach well, peace, salutation to all your acumen in the four corners of the earth. I'm Yaquab. I'm one of the five brothers of YSO. Uh, Coming with a quick video. I was just searching through, and if you know this guy Canadian Prepper, he was just talking about the intensity of the war that's going on now, right? This war versus the Israelis versus the Houthis versus the Hezbollah versus Lebanon versus the Israelis versus Iraq, right? Basically, all the Muslim nations is basically going to come in and go to war with the Israelis, right? Ezekiel 38 is getting ready to go ahead and play out, right? So Ezekiel 38 is coming into play right now, right? This is the start. This looks like it's the start of Ezekiel 38. There's a mass exiting out of Lebanon because, and also Hezbollah has told the Israelis that they have like 24 hours to get the hell out of northern Israel, right? So, oh, and they got the war on the West Bank as well. They still got the war going on with Gaza, right? So the Israelis is fighting on all sides, right? And eventually it's gonna push Gog and Magog, Russia coming down to Meshach and Tubal. It's gonna come down to them coming and getting into this war. So you got Turkey having issues with the Israelis. They're ready to go to war with them. Iraq already sent over missiles over to the land of Israel at the Israelis. They're in a war right now. They picked on a fight. You know, uh, Matter of fact, I'm gonna touch this one scripture because as I said it popped to my mind. Yeah. So this is Jeremiah 50. It's about 45, I believe. Hold on, let me get Jeremiah 49 to 22. This is Jeremiah 49 to 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah that he have taken against Edom, and Amalek is the chief house of Edom, right? When you go back in Genesis to talk about Amalek, right? And his purpose that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And that's what's happening now. They're ready. The Lord is getting ready to make that land a desolate land over there now, right? Because they're scared of that the nuclear weapons. Because they know the Israelis are dropping nuke. They're not. They don't care. They're some of the worst people on this earth. And fucking gutter rats, man. They're fucking horrible, right? They do some of the heinous terrorist crimes known to man. They do some real filthy, evil shit, and they've been doing it right in the name of they've been doing all that genocide to those people. Not all those people innocent. No, whoever perished being innocent, right? So, did all those people have us in slavery captivity at one point in time? Yes. Are they all being? The Lord is making the wicked punish the wicked for the deeds of the wicked, right? All these wicked nations are getting punished for all the wicked shit they've done. The Lord is making them punish each other. And ultimately, it's all because of the things that they have done to Yashala. It's all because of the things they've done to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and the confusion faces, right? The speckle faced brothers, uh because when you in your confuse your face, it means confusion means like you're like not can understand. But all the speckled faces, all the speckled birds of Israel, all those that look like other nations, look like heathen nations, but they actually go back to Israel. That's in captivity or whatever situation that they're dealing with. Point being is that all this shit is coming to a head. So the Lord is using the wicked to punish the wicked. They're punishing each other. They're killing each other people off. They're running them out of their own countries, out of their own places that they've lived. And in quiet as kept, the Israelis just got over there in 1948. Okay, the people that they're fighting against now, they've been there way before the Israelis been there, right? So the Israelis was over up in Russia, in Georgia, in the mountains, up in the Georgian Russian mountains, up in the caves, right? They came down through Russia, down into Asia, all the way going down through coming back into the land of Israel. So they journeyed their way back through, right? They was all up in Germany and all these different places, and that's who Hitler was fighting, right? Um, who they called the Khazarian Empire, right? And then when you go back to the scriptures, I think it's like Genesis. Shoot, what's it? Genesis. It talks about in Genesis. It talks about Javan, right? Because they really go back. See, they took over from Yapa, right, which means beautiful, right? They call him Japheth is Yapa, which is beautiful, right? Because you look at them, the beautiful culture, right? Well, the beautiful women, right? They're very, very, beautiful people type, but especially their women are very, nice looking women, and but But anyway, but the point being is that they took over Esau, Amalek took over and took their culture over, stole their land, stole their name. So that's why they still call Gog and Magog in the scriptures, because all that land was what you call Japheth or Yapah, right? That was his land, right? So Esau was just up in there taking that area over and stealing all their culture, and he been stealing land, right? So he changed the borders, the landmarks. So, but anyway, but the point being is all the wickedness that they've done, they're finally it's coming back twofold. It's coming back a millionfold, right? It's coming back to them. Everything that they've every decision they've made is slapping them back in their face now. So they got to go to war with all these nations, and everywhere they're surrounded by enemies, right? They're surrounded by all enemies everywhere they look, from the left to the right. It's fire all around them, right? It's nothing but enemies around them. So the land is gonna burn. Okay. So right quick, let me get uh oh let me grab this. This one else. This is this is what's this? It's 20. This is Jeremiah 49, and this was 20. Uh yeah, I'm just ready. 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. See, the earth gonna be moved at the noise of their fall. It's because it's gonna be some quaking, and that's gonna be the missiles, right? At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea, and that's right because it's gonna be so much desolation, so much destruction going on over there in that land. It's gonna be so much death. It's gonna be so much pain, so many missiles because they already been dropping missiles on them. They already done hit parts of Tel Aviv. They done already been able to hit areas, and quiet is kept. You don't really know how much damage was done on the Israeli side because they have a what you call a blackout. Okay, they won't. They're just like Ukraine. They're unwilling to tell the truth about how many people has been put to death, if missiles has hit targets or not. They won't tell the honest truth about what's actually going on. So they're on a media blackout. And if anybody talks about, and if any Israelis talks about the missiles that they've seen hit certain things, they'll get put to jail, put in jail, or probably put to death. Right. So they're not allowed to speak upon the death rate, the death toll, the uh, the uh, the catastrophic uh, bombs that's hit in what facilities. They're not allowed to show that, right? So you don't really know. So you get more about what happened in Lebanon, or you hear what happened with the Hezbollah, um, more than you're going to hear what the missiles that Hezbollah has sent over uh, to the Israelis. You're not going to really know about it because they got it on a media blackout, just like they do with Ukraine, right? All right. So so 22. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. That's right. See, so Esau Edom gonna cry. Esau Edom gonna shiver, shake. Esau Edom is gonna whole shit is just gonna drop through his stomach, from his stomach out his ass, because it's gonna be the end, right? So he's these the let the weak say that I am strong, right? He's all these other, let me get that. All these other nations, all these other nations now they're standing up. Now they're standing, now they're standing up against Esau, Edom. Okay, they standing up against this devil because all this time this devil has been able to overrule to kill him at will. Right, I don't know how many of and Iran is still sitting in the background. Right, so Iran has yet to really even retaliate for anything that they've done, and they've been murdering them high level generals, high level scientists for fucking decades. This is nothing new. They have murdered, slowly but surely they have been murdering and slaughtering uh, the Persians secretly, quietly. They've been putting a lot of scientists to death. They've been just going in their country and blowing up different facilities, and so they got so much blood on their hand. They got so much shit that they have to answer for. That now the Muslim nations are ready to come together and go to war. Even Egypt is ready to go to war with the Israelis. You get, like I said, you got Turkey saying, "Fuck this," we're not gonna let you do our Muslim Brotherhood like this. So they got to go to war. They're gonna go to war, uh, and they're already inclining. So within about a week or so, this shit, a couple days to a week or so, this shit could be kicking off to a whole nother level, right? So we could be seeing Ezekiel. We could be seeing. I'm not saying we gonna see it. That it's gotta be. That it's gonna be. But it's looking like Ezekiel 38 is about to come into play. All right. So let me get another scripture. I'm gonna play this video. Right. All right. This is Joel chapter 3. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And right now, right, this is what's happening, right? They getting their plowshares, beating them into swords, and their pruning hooks, they're making them into spears. They're getting all these nuclear weapons ready. They're getting all this ammunition ready, trading ammunition back and forth with Russia and Syria and all these different places. They getting Iraq. They all getting ready for the big war. They're getting ready for that big battle, right? And this is pulling them up to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And this is all in the pulling of. This is all coming into the Valley of Jehoshaphat and Ezekiel the 38th chapter. So this shit is running hand in hand. It's pulling everything in. Because once they start running out of these nations, they know the bombs is gonna start dropping. And this is not it's not Hamas, right? It's not Gaza, it's not the little strip, Gaza. This is Hezbollah, this is Lebanon. So now you're gonna have to go to war with a country that got just as much as you, that they're just as powerful as you. They have just a lot of weapons as you have. So now the war is really heavy. So then you got to worry about the Persians, which is the Iranians. You got to worry about them. You got to worry about Iraq. Iraq already sent over missiles to parts of Israel, but you don't know what they hit. You don't know what they hit. You don't know how many died. Why? Because there's a media blackout. So on any kind of news like that. So that thing, those things you won't know. Okay. So right quick, let me just play this video right quick. And then I'm gonna read another scripture and I'm gonna close up. So look, hey, just gotta get ready for what's. Stop sitting on your hands and thinking shit ain't popping. Just cause something, let me tell you, just cause something ain't happening over here in Babylon, right? Just cause the shit ain't hit here in this country. Hey, like my man, my man told me, I don't know if anybody, y'all, probably whoever watching, probably seen the video of that old dude, white hair, had all that white hair bald in the top, but had all the white hair coming out the sides. He was sitting next to that Jake chick, that young Jake chick. She had to be probably in the mid to late 20s, early 30s. He said, "Look here, look at here." Yeah, hey, look at here. You better pay attention. Look at here, because this shit going down. This is what we need to look at. We better be paying attention, getting ready. Because while we feel like, oh, good, man, the war starts over there first. Y'all got to remember, the war going to start where it's starting. Like the scripture's saying, that shit got to, Ezekiel 38 got to come to pass. Joel got to start hitting. This shit got to get to popping. And once it's popping, and then you got the chip and you got all this other shit. It's going to be it's just going to roll in sequence. Then America's going to have a second Earth 15. And you already got that shit starting in other countries over there in fucking, over in France and London. You already got this shit protesting and Jake getting killed over there in different shit. You already got them fighting against their government over there. They already do it. You got all this shit already happening. You got to look in. You got to be able to see it, right? You got to be able to see it. You got to be able to see it. You got to be able to see it with spiritual eyes. You can't, you can't think that just because America seems quiet, America's not quiet. It's just, it's the last, right? The Lord say the best for last. So the shit gonna hit everywhere else, and then once the shit get to hitting over there, it's gonna start the shit gonna pop off over here. Chaos going ensue. The missiles gonna start flying, and that's that, because they're being drawn into this fight. The Lord's putting the hook in the jaw, because now they got American ships is right getting ready to roll. They rolling up over there to get ready to go on to help the Israelis with the ground, because the Israelis is gonna go up into Lebanon, and man, they about to go into a fight. Right? Lebanon's tunnels, Hamas tunnels. They say could not compare to what Hezbollah has over in Lebanon. So it's not going to be as easy as it was for them going through Hamas, right? It's not going to be as easy for them. So, and then, like I say, you still got to worry about Iranians. So they got a lot of blood on their hand. They got a lot of all their around all their enemies, right? So I think let me hit the scripture. Then I already hit it. Let me go ahead to this video because I'll get to talk.
War 3-day X update. I'm coming to you from a very degraded makeshift studio setup. This is impromptu. You're just gonna have to deal with it. It's not permanent. I wanted to show you the screen today, so we had to do this. Right now we have a massive exodus from the southern part of Lebanon. In the last 24 hours, we're seeing the displacement of hundreds of thousands of people moving towards the north. This number is likely going to swell into the millions in the coming weeks to come as the arc of fire expands deeper into Israel and deeper into Lebanon. The ultimate objective here of the Netanyahu government, who until recently was holed up in their bunker, not because of a war that was being waged, but because of the hundreds of thousands of Israeli protesters in the streets. Well, now all those protesters find themselves conveniently for Netanyahu inside a bunker and under a pseudo low intensity state of martial law, which is only going to intensify. Israel is now in a state of emergency. There's a lot of censorship. There's a media blackout. So we're never really going to know what is happening there. If you are familiar with how the Ukrainian conflict is being reported, well, get used to that now taking place in Israel, and get used to only hearing good news and no bad news. The fog of
That's it. Because why? Because they lying, they hiding. They got what he called the fog of war. They're not trying to tell what's really going on in the land of Israel, right? The Israelis, right? The Esau, Amalek, right? He's trying to hide it. But let me get this. Ezekiel 32 and 26. Meshach and Tubal are there with all their multitudes, with their graves all around them. All of them are uncircumcised, slain by the sword, because they spread their terror in the land of the living. And they're going to be in the land of Israel, and their graves is going to be in that land. It's going to be a lot of graves in that land. Okay. It was another scripture I want. What is it at? And I think Genesis the 10th chapter, I believe, talks about Japheth, I believe. What they call Japheth, who is Yapah. Okay. Damn, it was another scripture I wanted to get. Shit. All right, well, I can't. There's another scripture I wanted to get. I can't remember where that scripture was. All right, I can't remember where it was, but I'm gonna play some more of this video. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
war is about to get incredibly thick. The censorship right now is through the frickin' roof. We're going to talk more about that in just a minute. Understand what is happening here. Iran, Russia, China are all getting a little bit too powerful, and the West thinks they need to be put in their place. Now, I'm not speaking to this from a place of preference. This is just the reality. This is called Thucydides' trap. If you know that your adversary is getting too powerful, you got to try to cut them down to size before they can get there. This is a pruning. What they're trying to do is to, through Hamas, through Hezbollah, through Yemen, eventually get to Iran. If you can get to Iran, you can get to Russia. If you can get to Russia, you can get to China. That is the ultimate end boss. Now, we need to talk about a message that I received from a subscriber who is in Russia. You guys know, all you NAFO OSENT sleuths understand that I have Russian handlers. Well, my Russian handlers sent me this, okay? Apparently now, on the backs of their utility bills, in certain Russian oblasts, I'm presuming this is not all Russian oblasts, but the ones most proximate to the conflict zone, most proximate to Ukraine, that is, they are now receiving on the backs of their utility bills emergency instructions on what to do in case of a nuclear event. Okay, so imagine you get your water bill or your power bill, and on the back of it are written instructions, because they know this is how you can essentially get the message out to every single person, right? Not everybody is going to pay attention to the TV or listen to the radio, but everybody probably has a power bill. Now, I've taken the liberty of transcribing this using a what do you call it? It's a photo translator. And so it's not a perfect one-to-one translation because the images they sent me were kind of grainy. But we'll do our best to try to interpret what's being said here. So in the back of what appears to be a water bill, it says the following: the civil defense signal, attention everyone, accompanied by the inclusion of sirens and loudspeakers, followed by emergency information, warns the population about the immediate danger of the need to take action. And we got to talk about 4 members of Congress who are now proposing a contingency plan of what to do in such case of a mass casualty event, not just of the civilian population, but of the entirety of Congress.
No, and this speaking is on nuclear weapons. That's why you got to hear chemical danger, radiation. So when you understand, see, they're code wording it. That's for the rads. That's the nuclear sign. So this shit is getting there. And once it hits, like I say, once that nuclear bomb is dropped in one place, everything in this world is gonna fucking stop, because America's gonna have to prepare for what's coming over to America. Because once they start dropping nukes in Ukraine and different places, and Israelis are held by all of them, America knows it's next. There's no way out, because America is behind all the dirty shit. All this shit has America's name written all over. Babylon is behind it all. Babylon is the driving force of all of this madness on this earth. So ultimately, it's going to come to Babylon, right? But I'm going to just move up right here. Let me just, this is Ezekiel 38 right here. And right here, that Lebanon, you see they do that mass exodus. This is Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Behold, I am against thee, O God, and chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So he's going to flip them back, right? And I will bring thee forth and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armory, even a great company with bucklers and shield. They going to the land of Israel. The Lord is going to turn them back to where he want them. They're focusing on Ukraine, but they are going to be focusing. The Lord is going to say, okay, now it's time for you to come here. Come here. You know what I'm saying? Look at here. The Lord going to tell them, look at here. I want you to look here. because once they get to going with the little popping off with the war over there in Ukraine, the Lord gonna make them look over to the Israelis and to get over to run through that land of Israel, because he gonna want them ran down and ran over, and the missiles is gonna be shot off in that land. Israel is gonna be a powder keg. You know, we're gonna build it back up, but it's gonna get purged. It's got to get purged by fire. Pursuing Ezekiel, Isaiah 9, the 9 and 5, and Ezekiel 14, right? And Ezekiel 14 is also for America. But the point is that it's gonna get burnt. It's gonna get burnt, right? Because right, because what I'm gonna go there to Isaiah 9 chapter, right? Because it's fought with fuel of fire, right? This battle is fought with fuel of fire. It was fought with just with swords back in World War, back in the ancient day, right? It was the fuel of fire wasn't as heavy until now. This is just going to be a pure burning, right? And that's the nuclear missiles, man, right? So let me go here. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth in all thy army horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armory, right? All sorts of armory. So they're going to be ready. Even a great company with bucklers and shield, all of them handling swords. And we know the modern day sword is what? Modern day sword is the tanks, planes, missiles, guns, all of the modern day weaponry, right? All of the little beam things they got, all the new weaponries that they got, all the like look at that shit the Israelis was doing over in Hezbollah. They was blowing up the fucking batteries in phones, right? They was blowing up the batteries in the fucking phones, right? Or either that, or they said that they had what they was doing was having they had the military, or they got an insider over there in the Lebanon military that's supposed to be somebody up in dealing with the with Hezbollah, had gave them new cell phones or whatever that had little explosive in them. Whatever way it is, whichever way, whether they tap it and they tap it into the technology of the batteries, because they're saying lithium batteries can explode. You can make them explode. If anybody remember, CeeLo Green a few years ago was on his phone. I think it was like an Android. He was on his phone and he was sitting there, and they tried to fake it, but it fucking blew up in his hand. It literally just it fucking exploded. He tried to say he was doing a video. He was at his fucking he was at his place of business on the telephone, and then he went to court. They gave him that hush money. They told him to shut the fuck up. They gave him money. He got paid out for it, and he shut the fuck up. He never brought that shit up again. So that go to tell you that Esau got the technology to blow Esau can blow this shit up while I'm speaking right here right now. They have the technology because they just goddamn did it with the fucking with Lebanon, with the Lebanese. They just got through doing it right now. Just a whole week of bombing all them phones up, blowing phones, computers, blowing all kind of shit up. They even hacked into the system where they can blow the fucking satellites, the fucking what you put over the top of your house for energy, solar panels. They was blowing solar panels up, man. So these devils got the technology right now in these phones. That's why what you think is in the chip. What you think is in the chip? Because when you go off and you don't go right, when you take that mark of the beast and you don't do right, it's going to explode and it's going to take your fucking life, man. Right? The charagma, that's the point of it. That incision, that mark, is to have total control. They want total fucking control over everything and everyone. Right? They want to be Yahweh. They're trying to play Yahweh on earth. Right? And they use all these little different technologies to spy, to listen in, to kill. It's all weaponry. Everything we use is a weapon if we don't know it. Because at any just like they did over there with them, they can explode every fucking TV, computer, phone. They can kill multiple of millions of people, right? You can kill off the majority of the population, or you can wound the majority of the population so bad because of the cell phones, because of computers, laptops, because of televisions, because of everything. You got video games. All these things has these batteries in there that are built to be able to be hacked to make them get very hot to explode. So you already in a powder keg. There's no way out, right? Satan got you in his fucking grips. This devil is trying to steal, kill, and destroy everything because why? He has but a little time. Satan's world is coming to an end. His reign is ending, and the hooks is being put in the jaws of Gog and Magog, and they coming. Okay, because if you understand, Turkey is supposed to be a part of NATO, but they got a problem with NATO. They're turning against NATO. They're not doing this shit no more. Once they started killing all them all the Muslims, all them Muslims out there in fucking Hamas, out there in the Gaza Strip. Once they started killing them on the West Bank, especially that over what they did to them, the genocide they just did over there in Gaza, that was fucking horrible. They didn't give a shit. But once they started going through that genocide, that was just, even the fucking Egyptians is like, look, we all gonna go to war with you. So they gotta, they gonna have to. Their enemies is around the bottom, and they're not the Israelites. They're the Israelis. They Esau Edom. They gotta be purged out of our fucking land, right? So the Lord is just putting that whoop ass on them, right? The Lord is just giving that whoop ass because they've committed so much atrocities. But also the heathen that they're putting the whoop ass on, that's the hand of the Lord. That's still the hand of the Lord because the Lord's still dealing with them because they had us in captivity. They've done wickedness and still have some of our people in their land in captivity, still oppressing some of our people in their land. So everybody is getting punished, man. Everybody's getting beat by the hand of the Lord, man. The Lord is making the wicked beat the wicked, right? Back to the scriptures. All right. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them. All of all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his band. You can't forget about the Chinese, right? The Chinese is going, whether they're Gomer, Magog, I can't remember which one they are, but they're coming. They're coming because they gotta have their war. See, they got really quiet because all this shit is going on. And don't forget, they going back and taking over their area, the Taiwan. They gonna take that back, and America gonna be stressing. Babylon will be stressing another war with them. It's so much shit going on, and then they gonna also come and help with that fight over in the Middle East. So they're all being pulled in. North Korea being pulled. They already got North Korea. They already said North Koreans is already helping the Russians fight against NATO, America and NATO in Ukraine. Okay, so they already got some North Koreans fighting on the side of Russia. Okay, so this shit ain't, everybody's getting ready, man. While everybody's over here still partying and bullshitting, right? I gotta live my own life. I gotta do my own thing, and I got you want you. Hey, y'all like the men who go make it to the 12th grade. You in the last couple months, you just drop out. Like, what the fuck? You might as well finish off. You at the end now. You might as well go and finish off. But you know what? But you ain't want it. If the Lord don't want you, he putting your asses out. This is why we seeing a lot of people switch and change up, because it's at the end. These demons got to come out. They can't stay hidden no more. See, Satan can't hide anymore behind people. He has to show himself now. We're in a time where Satan has to show who he is. And a lot of times you can be like, what the fuck? You? You know what I mean? It's blowing minds of the men they say they're not falling out of truth, but yet they're not dealing with certain people, and then they end up trying to do it on their own. You can't do it on your own, right? It was never meant for you to do on your own, right? You are to be in decency, and in order. There's an order to everything, right? One man follow the next. We follow Yahweh Shah follow Yahweh, and it's on down, right? King David, the 12 on down, right? So somebody got to follow somebody. So we got to follow order, rules, and regulations. It's not just our own rules and regulations. You have heads amongst heads, and when you have somebody that's over you, you got to follow. You got to follow those heads that's over you. You understand? But that's the Lord. The Lord is making waves. The Lord is making all kind of moves in all kind of ways in this world. Okay, I'm about to end this and close this out right quick. Uh, I'm gonna finish this up. Gomar and all his band, the house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his band, and many people with thee. So that's all them countries, right? Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a great guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, government of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, right? Because here we coming out of the nations, right? And they shall dwell safely, all of them. That's after all the destruction go. We're going to get our safety, but the Lord is bringing them in. But right now it's chopping time, right? It's chopping block time. Every head got to roll. Okay. Hey, these prophecies must come to pass. Okay. Right quick, let me hit this. This is Ezekiel. No, not Ezekiel. This is I'm gonna close out. This is Isaiah chapter 9. This is Isaiah chapter 9. This is Isaiah chapter 9. Uh and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. You go all through history, right? The chariots, the all chariots, horses, whether it's the machine chariots, it was the horses pulling the chariots. Garments rolled in blood, blood dripping, blood slaughter all over everywhere, right? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. See, there's a difference to this war. The other wars, World War One, they were still stabbing each other with bayonets and shit. They were still, it wasn't a missile. It wasn't the big missiles. World War Two, it wasn't the it wasn't the nuclear weapon. The nuclear weapon will come in after. And now that's why the Lord's saying, but this is going to be with, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So for every battle of the warrior, these warriors that's fighting is with confused noise, right? All the different chariots and the garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, man. Okay. So right quick, let me go here. Let me get this. Let me get give me a second. Let me get right here. What I want. Oh yeah, that's what I want. Let me get this is Zechariah. Slakia. This is Zechariah 14. Damn, I messed up. Hold on. Slacky my phone. Slacky my phone. That's not. Come on, where is that? Bear with me. I'm going Zechariah 14 chapter, but here we go. All right, let me get here. All right, yep. This is Zechariah 14, and yep. But this is Zechariah 14 and 1. But behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and the half of the city shall go forth into captivity, right? And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations. Okay, this is talking about Israel, right? This is us, right? The nations who, as when they fought in the day of the battle, and his feet shall stand in the day upon the Mount of Olives. Okay, let's see. Wait, let me get. East and west shall move forward and ye shall flee to the valley. Hold on, where's that? Where's that? Okay, and the Lord shall be king over all. Slacky. I'm getting there. Against Jerusalem. Right. Which one is in? This should be the plague where we're in the. Okay, this is 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord shall smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouths. And that goes back to the burning and fuel of fire. The only how that shit is going to, because you go through every battle in history, and never once did the Lord consume the eyes, the flesh. Their flesh should be consumed away while standing upon their feet. There has never been a time when you go back, they showed that the nuclear weapon hit in Terminator. There's never been a time that has ever happened to anybody in history, any country in history. Okay, so hey, so look, so be ready for what's coming. I'm sorry I got to cut this one short, but I mean I would like to keep going, but I can't. I got to, got some stuff I got to run and go do. Still got to live in this fucking world. But the point is, be ready for what's coming. It's coming, and don't think for 1 minute that this shit is gonna get any better. Because if you pay attention, you notice ever since Russia started into Ukraine, this wars has been popping from 1 year to the next. We are in 2024, and this world's just in these wars. And the Matthew 24th chapter, rumors of wars is popping and heating up fast as we go. It's just it's popping. It's coming. Matthew 24th is coming to pass because it's wars and rumors of wars is happening. Matthew 24 is happening in our face. Valley Jehoshaphat is coming up in our face. Gog and Magog is coming up in our face. It's right here in our face. And ultimately, the end game is going to be the nuclear missiles coming over here to Babylon, aka America. And I don't think we got much time. I don't think we have more than a year. If we got a year to 2 years, I don't think we'll make it through the fucking election. Even if we do make it through, we not going to. This shit is coming to a head. It's moving too fast. Too much shit is popping. The ball, hey, it's that big ass snow. That snowball has been pushed down the hill, and it's just started to get so big, and it's moving so fucking fast. It can't be stopped. It's just got to go. It's got to run its fucking course, and it's going to roll everything over. So, hey, I'm Yaquan from Why I Sold You How Should I Say the 5 ones. Hope this is edifying to some. If you don't like it, stay the fuck off my live. Shalom and the Baba Ball. And may a missile catch you in the end.